Hi Austin Youth Fitness Community, this is Coach Allie here bringing you lesson 3 at-home running plans. So we will continue to cover and reinforce animal pacing here in week 3. We'll continue to cover and reinforce strength building, which was our week 2 emphasis. And today we're adding speed as a component of physical fitness. I mentioned last week that there are many components of physical fitness, many different aspects to building fitness and building good running form, good running body positioning, and overall endurance and speed in running. The components, a few of the components that we'll cover in our 6-week program are, again, pacing. I've already mentioned that. Strength building, and then this week's focus is speed. With speed, we also include the element of power or explosiveness. To build speed or improve your speed, you also want to build explosive power, muscular power. So that's the focus in week 3. We always begin with a warm-up. From our warm-up, we move into drills. From drills, we move into our main set or activity that focuses on the theme of the week or the area of focus for the week. And from there, we play a game and then cool down and stretch. So we follow the same format in every single Austin Youth Fitness program and every single group meeting. And I encourage you to follow that same format when implementing these lessons at home. All right, let's get started. The first thing we'll do is warm up with our bear pace jog. You guys ready? Coach Ellie is joining me today to help demonstrate our week 3 lesson. Coach Liam is as well. I like your body posture, Liam. You're already looking tall and strong. And Coach Lucy is helping me out behind the camera. She may join in some of the demo as well, but for now she's my videographer. Thank you, Lucy, for taping today's video. All right. So we're going to start with a bear pace run. I've set up a circle of cones for a drill that we're going to do in just a bit, or a game. You can run around your circle of cones, or you guys, if you want to open up a little bit and extend your run and make it more of a full circle around the yard. So I encourage you to use your space, use your backyard, your front yard, your driveway, run around your block, run around your house. But move at a slow, steady bear pace to warm up. Remember, a warm up should be a gradual increase in heart rate and breathing rate. You don't want to take off too fast. You'll burn out quickly if you do your warm up too fast. And this is an excellent way to reinforce pacing for kids from the beginning and help them understand that you have to start slow and build up gradually to be able to continue in a distance run or in an Austin Youth Fitness group that's an hour long. We never want to start at a cheetah pace. We'll fatigue too quickly. All right, let's do one more big lap around the yard. We got the news that the parks are going to be closed this weekend and potentially into next week, maybe over the next couple of weeks. So we're a little more limited in the spaces we can use. We also heard that the school tracks are going to be closed to public use. So get creative. Use the space that you have at your home. And if you don't have a big yard or front yard or driveway or a safe place to be outside, remember, everything we do can be done in place. So for example, that bear pace jog they just did around the yard, you can just do a light, easy bear pace jog in place. I'd encourage you to extend your warm up for at least 5 minutes, maybe closer to 10. So if you're doing your bear pace jog in place, maybe you include some other bear pace activities to warm your body up. Hands on hips for a jumping jack, or a jumping Jill or jumping Jane. And we've demonstrated a lot of these in-place exercises in our Facebook videos. We do those live Facebook videos every day of the week, every weekday, Monday through Friday. So tune in for some other ideas on how you can get your body moving and build your fitness and build good running in one single spot. You don't have to run around the yard. All right, so after our bear pace jog warm up, or a stationary warm up, we move into drills. So rather than running circles for our drills, let's do our drills up and down our little hill. And again, I've got a circle of cones set up for another activity that we'll get to after our drills. If you don't have cones, one of my kids suggested stuffed animals or toys. We've got lots of balls, footballs, basketballs, volleyballs, kickballs. You could create a circle of balls if you have a flat yard and they won't roll down a hill. But anything you can use to create a circle or a space for your runner to use in our drills and activities would work great. We're gonna drill uphill or drill up the slope, and then we'll turtle pace back. So after a bear pace warm up, we move into drills. Let's start with our high knees, or high pull, as I sometimes call it. Ball of the foot bounce, and then quick fast feet, lifting your knees up, lifting your feet up, and walk it back. When you walk it back, allow the heart rate and the breathing rate to drop. Slow and deep in the breath, and then do it again. Here we go. High pulls. In a high pull or a high knee, think about lifting your foot from the body. The knee does come up in front, but the foot, rather than bringing that foot up in front, bring the foot under the body. That'll activate the hamstrings too. We want activation of the muscles here in the quads and here in the hamstrings. Let's do it one more time. High pull up the hill. High pull, here we go. From our high pulls, we move into seat kickers, feet to seat, right up behind. Fast, quick, short steps. Here we go. Light walk back, slowing the breathing down in between your sets of drills. And again. Now your bear pace run warm up brings the heart rate up to a steady, level pace. Your drills may have your heart rate doing this. Your heart rate may pop up higher than is comfortable during your drills, give you that cheetah sensation, but then you get a break in between each. So let's do a seat kicker 2 more times. Here we go. During that seat kicker, because you're working your feet fast, bringing the intensity up, you may kind of lose your breath, and then you catch your breath, slow the breathing back down to recover. One more set, here we go. Feet to seat. All right, high pulls, seat kickers, on to skips. Start with the low skip, lead with the heel, work through the foot. No. Walk it back. Depending on the space, the size of your yard, you might repeat this more than we are. Go ahead and do it again, Liam. Another set of skips, low skips. So, and we have a pretty short yard. If you had a lot of space to do these drills, maybe you only repeat it twice. We're repeating 3 times. If you have a little bit of space to do the drills, maybe you do more repeats. One more set, Liam. Good job, Ellie. So just depending on the amount of space you have, you can repeat these drills fewer or more times. Again, about a 5-minute bear pace jog to warm up, and then do at least another 5 minutes or more of drills. Okay, high skip. Here we go. Same skipping action, but you push from the ground and drive your knee up using your tummy muscles a little more. A skip drill warms up your feet, your ankles, and your calves. And then when you change it to a high skip, not only do you get those feet, ankles, calves, you start to really work your belly muscles and engage and activate your tummy, which is so important to running with good form and good posture. One more high skip up the hill. Lift the knee, drive that knee up, push up high from the ground. Good. Walk it back. From our high skips, we move to our lateral drills. Let's face Lucy. So you want to come over here so Lucy can see you, Liam? Face Lucy, your body is sideways. We'll shuffle or slide up the hill. Keep a little bend in your knees. Keep your tummy muscles tight. Keep that proud chest, slide it right back. We've been walking back, but we'll slide both directions. This one? Yes, thank you for reminding me, Liam. We definitely need to switch sides. That's 2 up and back. On this side, let's go ahead and switch. Up and back once more. So in that side shuffle, you start to warm up outer hips, stabilizing muscles around the knees and ankles. And that's why we do it after a couple of drills that are forward and back. We save the lateral drills for later in our drill segment to make sure our body's good and warm and those supporting, stabilizing muscles are good and warm. All right, over and under karaoke. In your karaoke, keep that proud chest. Do it again. Let's go 2 times each direction, or facing each direction. Careful, Liam. We've got such a short backyard. By the time you really get going, you gotta stop. Make sure you do 2 the other direction. And on this grapevine drill, I like to really add a lot of rotation through the upper body to activate the core muscles, to stretch and limber up the back and the hips. So add that twist to your karaoke. Use your arms and move your rib cage. So a drill we introduced last week, those are the fundamental drills, the drills that we include from week 1. And I mentioned, I think in week 1's video, that we add some drills as we progress, a little more complicated drills or just a variety of drills. Last week we added a backwards run. So let's do that one again. In a backwards run, especially if you're on an uneven surface, make sure that your body weight is slightly forward, because if you were to lose your balance, it would be safer if you stumbled forward than if you stumbled back, right? So in a backwards run, especially on an uneven surface, tighten your tummy muscles, keep a proud chest, but hinge at your hips just a little bit so you have a slightly forward center of gravity. Now back pedal. So back pedal with just a slight little hip hinge. Do that 2 more times. And again, we don't have a very big backyard, so ideally we would be doing this on a bigger space. We do have a nice big driveway, and these drills would work well on the driveway, or the driveway would work well for these drills. So in most sports, if you play team sports, this backward running drill is really going to be useful and helpful. The other important thing about backward running, and the reason we do it for running group, is because, well, there are so many good things about backward running, but one is it helps you understand body awareness, where your body is in space, moving in different directions, and that helps you engage the core muscles. So backwards running is a really good drill. All right, y'all, let's show them a few more drills. This one I call bounding. We did quick, fast feet with our high knees and our seat kickers. This is just the opposite. Instead of quick, fast, light feet, it's heavy, slow feet. Almost like you're running in slow motion. So you're gonna bound, kind of a slow jump forward. Yes, exactly. Like a astronaut on the moon. And let's bound up and then just shake it out, walk it out, coming back. All right, try that 3 times. A big bounding step. Good, nice. I like to do this one where I have the kids bound for maybe 10 or as many as 20 big steps, and then smooth it out and take it into a run. So in this short amount of space, it's a little more difficult, but you'll get the idea. You would start with the bound and then smooth it out and move into your run. All right, so let's do one more set of bounds. And again, it's like you're a spaceman, an astronaut on the moon, anti-gravity, or in slow motion. Bring it on back. And then one more drill. After that slow bounding, let's go back to some quick, fast feet. This is like the high pull. It is a high pull, but it's a variation, and it's called a one-sided pull. So you start just like you would in a high pull, but you're just gonna pull one leg. It almost looks like you've stepped in something. Watch this. Up, 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 up. So I'm just lifting one leg, pulling one leg, and that other leg just sort of gimps along. Make sure you work both sides. So let's try it on the other side. Start with your light run, and then pull that foot up, up, up. So in this one, if it feels awkward, it's because we all have one side that is stronger than the other. We all have one side that has more flexibility than the other. And generally we have one side that's more coordinated than the other. Just like you can throw better with one hand than you can with the other, or just like you can bat better on one side than you can with the other. On these one-sided drills, it's gonna feel easier to do it on one side than the other. It's gonna feel easier on your dominant leg. So let's try it again. I like to start with just a bounce and a run. Now just pull your right foot up, 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 up. I still do. All right, let's try the left leg. For me, my left leg is my weaker leg, my less dominant leg. So it feels a little strange on my left side, but I've practiced a lot. So now I've got it. All right, light run and pull left, left, up, up, up. So practice this one. Give your kids the opportunity to practice this one a lot, because it does help even out imbalances. It helps that weaker leg or weaker side get stronger. And if you have better body balance, you're gonna be a better runner. All right, so I'm trying to decide if I want to introduce one more variation on this drill. I think I'm going to do it simply because Liam reminded me of it when he said he was having trouble with the exercise, that one-sided pulling exercise, and he was taking a few steps in between instead of just pulling every time the right foot hit the ground. Instead of pulling it right back up, he was kind of taking a few extra steps. There is a drill where you take extra steps, and it's called the pull 2-3 drill. And in the pull 2-3 drill, you alternate pulling right, a few steps, pulling left, a few steps. So let me demonstrate. You guys watching? So I'm going to pull right 2-3, left 2-3, right 2-3, left 2-3, right 2-3, left 2-3, up 2-3, up 2-3. Now once you get the coordination down, once you get the timing and the rhythm down, focus on that same pattern, that 1-2-3 pattern, but return your focus and attention to good body alignment. Strong core, proud chest, arms at sides. Here we go. Up 2-3, 1-2-3, up, up, up. All right, so that's our warm up for week 3 at home running. Bear paced run to warm up, followed by drills. Hope you enjoyed the new drills we introduced this week. Okay, so for week 3's lesson, after your bear pace run and your drills to warm up, we have musical cones as an activity that reinforces the focus of strength from last week. So in addition to getting some more running in, you're gonna build some strength and do some of those exercises that we did last week in our strength foundations. Okay, so in musical cones, your group, your family, your kiddos are gonna create a circle, again using cones or toys or balls. And you guys go ahead and form a circle standing behind a cone around that circle of cones. And just begin to jog at a bear pace around your circle. Harley's gonna be removing some cones because in musical cones, or in our circle of cones game, we take some out, and then on my cue, when I say find a cone, my kids have to race to any open cone. If they don't find an open cone, rather than being out of the game, they're going to be assigned a strengthening exercise to do. All right? All right, keep running around that circle at a bear pace jog, but go ahead and turn around and run the other direction. The other direction, so we work both legs. I'm going to move some cones out of the circle, leaving only a couple Find a cone.
I got it first.
Now, if there is a tie, we break the tie with rock, paper, scissors. Go ahead and break the tie. Rock, paper, scissors. Let's see. My goodness.
Oh, I did the same thing.
Okay, so was Ellie out?
Yeah.
So Ellie's gonna do 5 power squats, but then you get to stay in the game after your 5 power squats. Yeah, show them what a power squat looks like. Oh, that is a.
Oh wait, that's a lot.
That's a split squat or a power lunge, even harder. I like it. Maybe we'll do that one next time. A power squat is a standard squat, feet hip width apart, and then you explode up and out of it. You do your 5? Okay, good. All right, everybody back to your circle of cones. Start jogging around at your bare speed. Jog around those cones, Liam, not on the cones. I got it. Keep jogging around, all the way around. Switch directions. Find a cone.
Oh no, you can't. You slid on salad.
Ellie was out. No, I'm sorry. I meant to say Ellie was safe. I had my eyes on them. Liam was out. Liam, you didn't get to a cone before your sisters did. So you're going to demonstrate. Let's see a push-up, Liam.
1.
You can demonstrate. I want to see 5. Good. Push-ups. Oh, I like it. Liam's going to show a push-up that's called an incline push-up when your hands are elevated. This is a great option. So if you have a ledge or a step or a bench, you can do incline push-ups for your strengthening. He's also showing us tricep push-ups, throwing in a little down dog. Nice. Push-up. That's 3. You got 2 more. Try and keep your body level. That's okay. You can drop your knees. How about showing knees push-ups? Show him what it looks like from your knees. Knees, but strong plank. See how his hips and ribs and shoulders stay aligned even when his knees are down. 1 more, Liam. 1 more, and up you go for musical cones. So you can do as many rounds of musical cones as you'd like. You can also incorporate some of our drills into musical cones. Instead of running around the cones, you could skip, or high knees, high pull, or sea kicker. So you can play around with different variations on musical cones and incorporate those drills just for variety and fun. Find a cone.
Yeah, boy.
Oh, he's out again. All right, Ellie. So you showed squats the first time. Do you want to show a sprawl?
Sure.
So a sprawl is like a burpee, and burpees were on your strength building worksheet from last week. But in a sprawl, different from a burpee, you don't touch all the way down. You don't do that push-up action in your burpee. So show them what a sprawl looks like, and let's do 5. Out, in, and up. Down, plank, in, and up. Down, jump back, jump in, and up. 2 more. Good. Last one. Oh, Harley. Okay. Let's do 1 more set of musical cones. Changing direction so you don't get too much work on one leg, one side. Liam's doing a little grapevine twist. Some lacrosse skills there. Did she have to twist and spin in lacrosse? Find a cone. Our yard's a little muddy, so when they have to sprint to find a cone, they're getting some flexibility work, moving into splits. I think it was a tie. Break that tie with rock, paper, scissors. We might have to edit out some of our rock, paper, scissors.
What does Lucy have to do?
All right, Lucy, you're gonna model a lunge. And Lucy, you might remember, I think it was in one of our Facebook Live videos from week 2, we showed you some variations on lunges. You can do a stationary lunge, a forward stepping lunge, or a reverse stepping lunge. Lucy, let's show them 2 of each. I'll do them with you. So start stationary, right foot forward, left foot back, hold your feet stationary, hips centered, and just drop straight down and up. Bend the back knee and stand tall. That's one, that's two. Switch sides. We're just going to show you two of each because we're wanting to show you examples of every kind of lunge. That's a stationary lunge. Forward stepping looks like this. You take a big step out in front, bend the back knee to the ground, and then bring it back together. Step in front and back together. One more each side. Big step forward. That's a forward stepping lunge. Reverse stepping lunge is a step back to lunge. Step the right foot back. Lower that knee to the ground and then bring it back up. Other foot, step back, lower down, and together, one more each side. So you can choose stationary lunges, forward stepping lunges, or reverse stepping lunges, or maybe do a few of each. We're gonna move to the main set. It's a 50-yard dash because, as I said, this week our focus is on speed and building power. So we're gonna show you the way your 50-yard dash drill or main set works out on our driveway. All right, we're out on our driveway now to demonstrate the main set exercise today. On the lesson plan, we encouraged you to set up a space or go to an area where you could do a 50-yard dash with your child. That's half a football field. Since our tracks are closed, our parks are closed, we've set up a course here in our driveway. We don't have a 50-yard driveway, but we have about a 25-yard driveway. So here's how this is gonna work, y'all. We're gonna start, even though we've already done a good warm-up, some drills, a game of musical cones to get our bodies prepared and ready for the more intense activity. Even though we're ready, I wanna do this course, this 25-yard run, starting at a bear pace first. We'll do a bear pace twice, a horse pace 4 times, and then we're gonna do a cheetah pace 25-yard dash 6 times. It's sometimes fun and a useful tool to also time your kids and yourself, parents, when you're doing this drill, and see if you can hold your pace in between each repeat. So holding your pace is relatively easy on a horse and bear pace run, but your cheetah speed dashes, 25 or 50-yard dashes, it's going to be harder and harder to hold your pace, especially once you get up towards your 6th repeat. Up to the top of the driveway, bear pace run, and then just easy turtle pace back. Ready, go. Remember, your bear pace run is your steady, even, relaxed run, running at a pace that feels comfortably hard, a pace where you can breathe and talk to your family members, your brothers, sisters, mom, dad. When you walk it down, that turtle pace is a rather fast turtle, so a fast walk down. All right, another bear pace run. This is your slow, steady, moderately hard run. Horse pace run to the top. Ready, go. Horse pace is a little faster than bear, but not your fastest, not a full-on sprint. Horse pace should feel a little more challenging. I said bear is comfortably hard, horse is hard, and cheetah is very hard.
I think this might be.
And remind your kids that hard is good. Hard is not a bad thing. Hard means our bodies are growing and improving and getting stronger and fitter. All right, another horse pace run.
I'm sorry, I need to hide inside.
So my kids have done their 2 bear paced runs up and down the driveway. There are 4 horse paced runs up and down the driveway. Now they're getting ready for their 6 cheetah paced runs up and down the driveway. When the intensity goes up, when you run fast, when you're running at your full-on cheetah speed, you need more time to recover in between each repeat. So I'm gonna tell my kids, my family, that after they sprint up and walk down, even though the walk down is gonna give them an opportunity to bring their heart rate and breathing rate down, I'm gonna give them another 15, 20 seconds to catch their breath, to slow their breathing down and recover before they do their next cheetah run. And again, you decide what's appropriate for your family. 2, 4, 6 is the progression I'm going with, knowing my kids and their current level of fitness. For you, it might be 1, 2, 3. Maybe you do 1 bear pace dash, 2 horse speed dashes, and 3 cheetah. So the example that I'm showing you today is just an example. We want you to work on speed this week, and that is our focus. So do some cheetah pace sprints, 25 to 50 yards if you can. Oh, and that reminds me, remember, if you are going a full 50 yards, that's a lot more challenging and a lot more steps that you're logging. So instead of doing 6 repeats, maybe do fewer. So listen to your bodies, listen to your kids, keep it fun, and let's show them what these sprints look like. Ready, go. In your cheetah run, keep your eyes up the hill or eyes straight ahead, gaze forward, running your fastest. It's an all-out sprint, and then walk back to recover, catch your breath, give your brother or sister or mom or dad a high five. All right, I'm gonna give you another. Remember I said you get a little more time in between each sprint than you did between each jog or horse pace run.
I'm ready.
You're ready?
I'm ready.
Ready, go. And parents, if you want to time these intervals to see if their cheetah speed is holding steady from the first trip up to the 6th or last, depending on how many you're doing, that's a good way to teach your kids about pacing, about holding their speed, maintaining speed. Of course, as you get more fit, as your running gets stronger and your body gets fitter, your ability to hold speed and hold pace at all paces improves. The other thing that improves is your recovery time. A minute ago, after that first sprint, Liam said, "I'm ready to go." He didn't need any extra recovery time. You need less and less recovery time in between all-out effort intervals when your heart is stronger. So over the course of this 6-week program, if you do these sprints again, you'll notice you don't need as much rest in between because your heart is stronger. Ready?
Oh.
Set, go. All right, so don't forget to stretch. Include stretching after your Austin Youth Fitness at-home running workouts. In week 1, when we encouraged you to set some goals, we also, on that at-home worksheet, included some basic stretches. We're gonna review those and introduce some new ones for you to include in your running workouts this week. The first thing that we wanna include, and it's on that week 1 sheet, is a quad stretch, hip flexor stretch. So start by standing. My kids have taken off their shoes. If you want to take your shoes off for the stretch, that really feels good. And it's also a nice way to really stretch your feet after a run. Your feet can get tight in running shoes and in your running workouts. So give those feet a break and let them stretch in your cool down flexibility segment too. Shoes off is a great idea. Arms up overhead. And then drop one hand. I'm dropping my right hand. I'm shifting my weight into my left foot and then lifting my right foot into my hand. This is a quad stretch. The quadriceps are the muscles running down the front of the thigh. You can increase the stretch by pressing the foot back into the hand, kind of kicking the foot away from the body and into the hand. And once again, you feel a stretch. You should feel this stretch running up the front of the leg, maybe past the hip into the belly a little bit. After a challenging workout, after all those cheetah runs, your legs may be a little shaky. It's tricky to balance on one leg. So not only is this a good stretch to finish up today's workout, it's also some extra balance work and core strength. Just by standing on one foot, you're asking a lot of your core muscles and your abdominal muscles. All right, same thing on the other side. Reach your arms up overhead. Left hand comes down. Weight shifts into the right foot. Left foot comes up and back and into the hand. Position your knees side by side, your hips over your knees. And then to increase the stretch, push the foot away from the body, kick the foot back into the hand. If you're wiggling and wobbling and feeling off balance, root into that base foot, put a bigger bend in the base knee, think athletic stance, and release it down. All right, I'm going to show you an option, another variation or stretch for quads and hip flexors. If you're standing on a big mat, step one foot to the front of the mat. If you're standing on a little short mat like Liam and I are, we're just going to step to the front of our mat or off the front edge. Now drop the back knee down, rest that back knee to the ground, and then take an extra step forward with that forward leg. Before you shift into your stretch, tighten up your tummy muscles, tighten up your gluteal muscles, and then shift your weight forward. That shifting forward should deepen the stretch. Get some sensation in your hip flexors and quads on the leg that's back. And then on this forward leg, you may feel a stretch in your gluteals and hamstrings. So this is a quad and hip flexor stretch. Now before we stand up and out of this, let's come back to kneeling. So bring this knee back to meet the other knee. Bring the hands to the ground or the mat. Put your hands under your shoulders and your knees under hips. We're going to move into cat pose. Cat pose is a rounding of the back. Tighten your tummy muscles, draw your belly in, your belly button up and in, and round the back. It's helpful to push the ground away with your hands. Now let the tummy muscles drop. Tip your hips, lifting your tailbone. Lift your chest through your shoulders. Lift your chin, lift your gaze. And this one's called cow pose. Let's go through cat and cow pose 3 times. So cat back stretch and cow pose. Chest up, heart up, hips up. Round and stretch in cat. Arch the back, lift the heart in cow. One more. Now cat your back and roll yourself all the way up. Step your right foot forward, step your left foot forward, and stand back up. We're going to repeat the same stretch we did on the other side. So we took a step back on our left foot and our right leg was forward. Let's step back right, rest that knee to the mat, and move into your low lunge. Once again, remember before you drop into your lunge, you might need an extra step forward with that front foot. Tighten up your hips, tighten up your tummy, and then drop into the stretch. The stretch is a variation or an alternative to that standing quad stretch. I like to do both. Both feel good. Hold each stretch for 20-30 seconds if you can. Take slow, deep breaths as you stretch. You'll notice that generally by about 15-20 seconds, you can go a little deeper, go a little further. All right, step that foot back. Let's do 3 cat-cows again. Round up, push into the ground with the hands, and then arch. Lift the heart, lift the chest, gaze. Exhale to cat, inhale cow, exhale cat, inhale cow. All right, roll yourself up.
I don't know why. I imagine the opposite. I imagine cow.
Yeah, I know. Me too. So step the left foot up and then the right. Come back to standing. So the next stretch that we'll demonstrate is one from that week 1 lesson, and it's a hamstring stretch. We've stretched quads. We did a little back spinal stretch. Now let's stretch the hamstrings. Extend one foot in front. Pull your toes up. Keep your stacked, strong body position, and just bend right here at the hips. Keep a proud chest. Keep your chest lifted, chest reaching forward. Send your hips back and take it down to a point where you feel a nice stretch down the hamstrings. You can put your hands on your thighs. That feels good. And then come up to switch sides. Heel out in front, pull the toes back towards the shin, proud chest, strong tummy, and then bend at the hips. Deepen the stretch by bending at the hips, sending your hips back as you flex. All right, the example we showed you on week 1 of that stretch was actually an elevated hamstring stretch. If you have a ledge or a bench, you can do that same stretch with your leg resting on a ledge or a bench. Mindful of strong core muscles, long spine as you bend in that elevated hamstring stretch. All right, the last 2 stretches we'll show you from week 1 with a couple of variations are a calf stretch and a figure 4 stretch. So for calves, step your right foot back like you're stepping back for a lunge, but instead of stepping way back, just take a short step back and then drop your heel down. So in this stretch, you want that heel to rest to the ground. If you've stepped too far, you might notice that heel can't relax. The calf muscles can't stretch if your stance is too wide. So it's just a short step back, dropping into that back heel. Holding that calf stretch. Before we switch sides, we're going to show you a variation on figure 4. It's another balancing exercise. And again, I know it's hard to balance when you've been sprinting and working hard, but we're going to try it. Lift that back leg now, supporting base leg, press into the ground. Now rest the ankle across the thigh. Let that knee drop down and away. And then see if you can take chair pose in this figure 4 position. Bend the bottom leg a little more. You can add a little pressure on that top leg to increase the stretch in the glute. Or you can rest your hands to your hips or at heart center. Big stretch, figure 4 stretch. Great for stretching your hips and for building balance and strength in that base leg. Yeah, it's a hard one. All right, let's switch sides. Other foot goes back for our calf stretch, a short step back, and then drop that heel, stretching your calves, making sure that your heel is pressed down to the ground. And you see that back heel, Lucy, as you're filming? If I take a big step back, my heel can't reach the ground. Short step so that heel can stretch down and the calves can lengthen. And then we'll balance on that other leg, bring the back leg up, rest the ankle across the thigh, press the knee down and away, and then bend that bottom leg like you're sitting back into chair. Hands at hips, hands at heart, or maybe a little extra push on that top knee to deepen the stretch. Try to hold those stretches for at least 20 seconds. And again, this one is not only a challenging stretch, it's a challenging strength builder in that base leg. All right, the final 2 variations we'll show you for calves and hips are down dog. Let's go ahead and take it down through chair pose into a forward fold. Now hands to the mat, step one foot back, then the other. Hi, Harley. And then lift your hips and lengthen the heels down to the ground. So in down dog, once again, oh my goodness. Once again, you are trying to reach those heels down. If your heels don't touch the ground, that's okay. Just try to lengthen the back of the legs, reaching the heels for the ground, and if they don't touch, that's okay. Bring the knees to the mat, and then spin those legs around and have a seat on your mat. I might let Ellie and Liam demonstrate figure 4 on our back, since I don't have a full mat to lay on and I don't want to get muddy. So go ahead and lay yourself down on your mat. You can roll yourself down slowly to stretch the back as you roll down. So you rest your ankle across your thigh just like you did standing. Now some people feel a stretch right here. Go ahead and bring that bottom foot back up. Some people feel it right here. If you already feel the stretch right here, you can stay here. If you want a deeper hip stretch, Liam, reach through and grab the back of this leg. So you can thread this hand through, right, like, yeah. And then he's gonna pull that knee, this knee forward, which brings this foot forward, while he continues to let this knee push away. This is a great stretch, and it's called figure 4 on your back. Supine figure 4. You can add a hamstring stretch to this by extending that top leg, yeah. Try to relax the shoulders and breathe. You don't have to straighten this bottom leg, but if you want to, sometimes it feels good and adds an extra hamstring stretch. The stretch in figure 4 is for your hip, your outer hip. You want to switch? Go ahead and switch sides. Ankle across thigh. Let this knee drop down and away from the body. Hold it here for a moment, and this may be as far as you want to go. If you have tight hips or a tightness in your lower back, this alone may be a good stretch. If you want a bigger stretch, lift the bottom foot, bringing that thigh in, which draws the foot in. This side feels more flexible. Yeah. And meanwhile, as you pull this bottom leg in, you're trying to push that top knee away. Oh, Ellie's able to show us now too. All right. So that is Austin Youth Fitness Week 3 running at home. Thank you for joining us for this spring session at home.
We're gonna do the chant.
Let's do the chant. Austin Youth Fitness 3 times to finish it up. Austin Youth Fitness, yeah. Austin Youth Fitness, yeah. Austin Youth Fitness, yeah. Thanks for joining. Have fun this week. Have a good holiday weekend, and tune into Facebook Live every day for more tips, more instructions, more activities and games. Oh, speaking of games, our game today was our Circle of Cones game, but included in your lesson is a suggestion to play a game of Sharks and Minnows. Sharks and Minnows is a great way to build speed. And again, speed is our focus this week. So that's a game you can include this week too. Have a good one. I hope you show up with us on Facebook Live, and we'll see you next time. Bye.